Worthing FC TV with Chris Agutter, looking ahead to this Saturday's trip to Tonbridge Angels in the National League South. Aggie, before we get into that, congratulations, Manager of the Month for January. How does that feel?
Yeah, obviously, thank you. Team effort, of course. You don't win awards like that if you've got a load of rubbish on the pitch. So the players have been brilliant, staff have been brilliant, wider staff as well. The guys behind the scenes that probably don't get as much of the credit that they deserve, like the likes of Stretch and Ollie and co, Alicia, Frank. They'll do a great job. Our injury record has been really positive, so we've been able to get the players out consistently that we need to get out to put points on the board. So it's a real team effort, but the biggest credit goes to the players, because, as I said, they've got to deliver, and if they don't deliver, then you certainly don't get Manager of the Month or Manager of the Week and all that stuff. So yeah, just brilliant. Just got to hopefully try and make February and March as good as January.
Just touching on last Saturday, last time out, obviously a defeat against Rochdale. Covered yourselves didn't cover yourselves in too much shame at all. How have you reflected on that, having had a chance to watch it back? Similar feeling to when we initially spoke after the game. They were a very good side. Scoreline probably could have been 9-5. I think they deservedly won, but I think we come out of it with confidence, knowing that we can more than compete with that level of opposition. They're obviously a team that, it's a Football League club, isn't it, Rochdale? That I think if they win their games in hand, they go top in the league above. So they're a very good side at the league above, and as I said, I think we more than matched them in periods of the game, and ultimately they were more ruthless in our box than what we were in theirs. I mean, we looked at the data and bits and pieces from the game, and their first two touches in our penalty box were both goals, whereas our first few touches in the opposition box are a poor touch or a misplaced pass or an interesting decision, and it leads to missed opportunities. But no, we take nothing but positives out of it, knowing that, as I said, if that's the level, and a very good team in the league above, then we're not a million miles away from where we perhaps need to be. Back to National League South action on Saturday. I think you're 10 unbeaten now in the league, obviously just off the back of winning Manager of the Month as well. Probably in a very, very good place as you return to league action, and with just that as your sole focus now as well.
We're pretty happy as a group, but again we're still feeling like there's a lot more to come from us. I think in the first half of the season, in the main, we picked up an awful lot of points through brilliant moments from really capable individuals, match-winning moments. I think that meant that we put a really good points tally on the board, whereas now I feel like we're looking a lot more slick as a team. We're looking a lot more functional. I think we're putting points on the board. I think we've had a very good January because we're becoming a very good team. So we just have to keep trying to improve and develop and try and be better than what we were a week ago, 2 weeks ago. And I think if we can do that, we'll keep putting points on the board. But we know it's going to be incredibly tough. The league is incredibly competitive, but we also know that if we do what we need to do, we'll win the league. We've got ourselves in a great position. We're not sort of relying on other teams to drop points, and that's a really good position to be in. So it's in our hands, and it's up to us to try and, as I said, replicate
or at least replicate what we've done last month. And again, we're always looking for more, and we know there is more within the group. There definitely is more, both individually and more importantly as a team. So we just look forward to it. I'm just really excited by it. We've got the attitude of nothing to lose, everything to gain, really. We're competing with some big teams, full-time teams, and I think if anything, the onus is on them to probably win the league, to be honest. Whereas for us, we're just enjoying the ride and attacking it, and enjoying the pressure and the emotion that comes with it, because that, as we've said before, that comes, that emotion, that pressure, that comes off the back of being a good side and being in a really good position. So we just got to embrace that and keep attacking every game. And Tonbridge on Saturday is a really difficult game. They're a really good side. They're one of the best teams that we've seen at Woodside this year. It was a really close encounter when we played them earlier in the season. So we know that we're going to have to be at our best to beat Tonbridge.
You bolstered your squad this week with the addition of Liam Nash. Managed to pry him away from Hornchurch after 4 years there. Just a few words on that signing.
Absolutely delighted. It's no secret that we have been looking for a centre forward ever since Harrison left. We've always sort of wanted 3 centre forwards in the building, it's no secret as well that we're a team that creates a hell of a lot of chances and perhaps have been wasteful. And in Nashi, we're bringing in a player who is proven at a higher level than this, and he's, for want of a better phrase, he's that killer in front of goal I think that we've needed. I remember him from his Malden and Tiptree days when he was at Gillingham. That's when I first saw him, and he's a very, very, very good player. And I spoke to him in the summer, and obviously he's got a great relationship with the guys at Hornchurch and had a huge impact there, and he was loyal to those guys, and he's got a lot of love for that football club, and so he was sort of off the grid. But with players like Nashi, you always sort of follow their journey and sort of keep tabs on things and see how it's going, and there was an opportunity to bring him to the football club, and we couldn't act fast enough, to be honest. He's a massive addition for us, and he will score goals for us, and he'll help others around him as well. So there's a big onus on Mo and Cash to be the ones that put the ball in the back of the net in the main, especially with Tommy Willard being out injured and Spongy playing deeper. And those guys have been brilliant. They've really delivered for us. I mean, Cash's goals and assists this year are as good as anyone's in the league. Mo has been superb for us. And Nashi coming in will only help those guys in terms of take the pressure off them and lighten the load in terms of putting the ball in the back of them.
Touching on the squad as a whole, just really a bit of a squad update, because I know there's quite a few loan deals that are coming to an end or being extended. So Finley Chadwick has gone to Stenning, Ollie Starkey, his situation, and Ollie Black as well. Yeah,
so Ollie Starkey, we're looking at him extending his loan period away from the club, but that won't be at Bognor. He's done really well at Bognor. He's got the game time that he's needed to get up to speed. We just need him ready to deliver for us for the back end of the season. That's the feeling. I really like Starks. I do really like him, and this is the problem not having a B team or 21s, because he's someone that I think can play a real part for Worthing moving forwards, whether at this level or a league above. I genuinely believe that. I think he's a really capable player, but obviously we've got a very good squad at the minute, and very competitive, and the most important thing for someone like Starks is he's got to play football. So we're really conscious of looking after the short term for Starks so we can benefit from the long term. So we're just in the process of finalising a loan
for him. Ollie Black is the same, needs to play games. Ollie will be the first one to admit that he has to play week in, week out. You know, he's a rhythm type player. He needs games, and you know, I think he's been unlucky. Obviously, he got that concussion against Eastbourne United, and then Sam Beard come into the side, and Sam Beard's been absolutely immense. So, yeah, it just means that when you don't have a 21s or B team, when you're not in the side and playing regularly, it kills you a little bit. So, again, we're looking at extending his loan at Hastings. You know, as he, you know, again, gets match fit, but from a personal perspective as well, keen to try and help get them out of the situation they're in. So yeah, that we're looking at that loan being extended as well, and Jack Bates as well, where talks are ongoing for Batesy to go out on loan as well. Same situation as OB, and Starks needs to play, and again with a lack of a 19s or a B team or reserve team, or him being ineligible to play 19s football, it just means you know, loan's probably the best option.
And then, yeah, touching on the squad that you have available on Saturday.
Yeah.
So we talked about the outgoings, just who is available and who might have an injury down or suspension.
Beardy's suspended. His last game for his suspension, and then he'll get another 5 bookings and be banned for another 3 games. And other than Alfie and Taylor, the longer term injuries, we are full strength. So yeah, we've got a hell of a group to pick from. Few selection headaches, like Tommy Willard, I thought was very good when he came off the bench against Rochdale. That's been a huge boost for us as well, because obviously Tommy's been injured for such a long period of time. You don't forget how good he is, but when you then get him back on the pitch, you go, oh, Tommy's one of the best players in the league. It's great. So yeah, we've got a few selection headaches, but yeah, they're good problems to have. I think with the group that we've got, that we can be flexible, we can play 2 up top, we can play different shapes and systems, we can play 1 up top, we can play a box midfield, we can play a diamond, we can play the midfield 3. Like, we've got a real nice blend in the group, different types of options. Like Ruben can play inside and be a match winner, but he can also play outside and be a match winner. Like Cash can play up front and can also play in the 10. So yeah, we've got some really good options, and probably lose a bit of sleep on Friday night trying to pick a team. But one of the big things as well is, and I think you've seen it over, like with Chippenham and Maidstone, we can change the game now from the bench. Like O'Day's been very, very good, I think, since he's come back into the fold at Worthing. So yeah, we've got some great options, and one thing that we do know is we're going to need the whole squad if we're to, as I said, replicate January in February and beyond.
Thanks, Haggy.
Cheers, chat.